You've been training for years, you eat reasonably well, you show up consistently, and your body still doesn't reflect any of it. That's not a discipline problem. Most men over 35 who aren't progressing have the same issue. Their goal is clear, but their method is vague. Eat plenty of protein and hit the gym. It's a direction, but it's not a plan. When the track isn't defined, you can't stay on it. Every single reason men stall comes back to this gap. Let's go through them. Reason one is they take too much pride in just showing up. Consistency is the baseline, but it's not the achievement. So showing up for 5 years without a physique to show for it, it isn't discipline, it's a habit without direction. You need to refine what a successful session actually looks like. Not just I went, but did you actually progress something that matters? Something that will compound and stack over time. Because that's the only thing that moves the needle. You need to walk in with a specific, detailed plan and walk out with progress. Do that relentlessly every single session. 2, guys undereat protein and overcomplicate getting it in. Plenty of protein means nothing without a number. So if you weigh 200 pounds, that's 200 grams of protein at an absolute minimum, split across 4 or 5 meals, so roughly 40 to 50 grams each. It's not complicated, but it needs to be defined. So if you know that your current meal that you eat gives you 25 grams, you need to double that. That might not be the portion that you naturally gravitate towards or what you're used to, but nobody ever said it was about staying in the comfort zone. You know, if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. 3, there's too much isolation work in the gym and not enough heavy compound work. So cable flies and concentration curls, they have their place, but they're not building a real foundation. The movements that actually change the shape of a man's body are the heavy ones: bench press, overhead press, barbell rows, deadlifts, carries. The ratio is wrong for most men. They're finishing with the work that they should be leading with, if they're even including it at all. So build your sessions around the big stuff first. The isolation work earns its place after that, not before. 4, guys don't progress their weights. So if you're lifting the same numbers that you were lifting 2 years ago, you're maintaining at best. Progressive overload simply means giving your muscles a harder challenge than last week in black and white numbers. It needs to be built into your program with clear targets. It's not just about getting strong for the sake of it, it's about giving your muscle a reason to grow. I trained hard isn't a number, it's a feeling. And that feeling is what's got you stalled out where you are. If there's no number to beat, there's nothing to chase. 5, they ignore micronutrients, performance nutrition, and the basics of actually feeling well. So most men, if they're lucky, might be tracking calories and protein and stopping there. But there's a lot more that goes into maintaining optimum health, energy, and recovery. And a healthier body will build muscle faster, drop fat easier, and hold better testosterone levels. Get a serving of fruit and veg in every meal. Include foods that really do something for you and are loaded with vitamins and minerals like potatoes, red peppers, bananas, whole eggs, and quality red meat. These aren't just extras, they're the foundation. And for supplements, consider vitamin D, because the vast majority of us are not getting enough sunlight. Take magnesium before bed, omega-3s for heart health, and creatine once your training and your nutrition are dialed in. So these aren't optional for men over 35. They're the difference between a body that recovers and feels at its best rather than one that just grinds itself down and struggles through the day. 6, life gets in the way and they hit the fuck it button. This one comes in 2 forms. The first is the social occasion that becomes a full write-off. One work dinner turns into a lost week. The second is the slow erosion. So stress builds up, standards drift, and 6 months later, they're barely training and wondering how they got back to square one. Both come back to the same root. When the method is vague, there's nothing concrete to protect it. A man with a clearly defined plan knows exactly how to navigate weekends, holidays, social occasions, not just how to get back to it on Monday, but how to never fully fall off in the first place. The man winging it has nothing to return to. None of this is a discipline problem. The men I'm describing are not lazy, they're training consistently, they're eating reasonably well, and they're working hard in every other area of life. What they're missing is precision. A clearly defined nutrition target, a program with progression built in, and a system that accounts for real life rather than pretending it doesn't exist. That's what closes the gap between years of effort and a body that actually shows it. If that sounds like where you're at, click the link in the description, come and have a conversation with me, and let's figure out exactly what's been getting in the way.